Make no mistake, BJ Blazkowicz is a badass. So badass his inner monologue is narrated by a voice fueled on pure testosterone.
I'm having trouble with my thoughts. They dissipate like a scent on the wind. But it's getting better. Here's what I know. I'm in Poland.
As Blazkowicz in Wolfenstein The New Order, you play in an alternate history of World War II. One in which VE Day never comes, and the Nazis find victory after victory, facing fewer and fewer resistance as their technological and tactical advancements outpace the opposition. But resistance is a-coming in the form of US soldier BJ Blazkowicz. Your arsenal isn't the most varied. However, weapons each have their own punch and personality. A lot of them you can dual wield. There's a laser gun that at first seems unwieldy, hard to aim, and runs out of energy very quickly. But keep your eyes peeled and you'll find upgrades that make her sing. There is a skill tree which isn't tied to collecting certain points, but rather performing certain actions like headshots or stealth kills. If you find yourself gravitating to the game's more stealth elements like I did, your skill tree will naturally grow in those areas, rewarding that playstyle. Like most modern games, there's elements of the story you can skip or pick up at your own pace, and pieces of environmental storytelling that can help paint the alternate history that fills Wolfenstein The New Order.
Ja. Sehr schöne arische Züge. Findest du nicht auch, Bobby?
Ja, mir gefallen seine Augen.
Bitte, setzen Sie sich.
The unskippable plot elements push by fast enough and don't linger on their own development, letting you get back to the Nazi-killing deliciousness. You can always tell when you're heading back into the action. A thick bass line and some crushing guitar start to roll across a cutscene. Oh man, the music's so good. It's like if you were to put to music that feeling of deciding to kick someone's ass because they deserved it. Vendetta played on metallic strings.
You may need a shave and a haircut. You certainly need some sleep.
Even though the story moved along at a brisk pace, I did find myself losing steam around what I'd later come to find out was the mid part of the game. I have to admit, it may have been from the fact that I was playing on the highest difficulty, Uber, and chose to play many parts as I could in stealth, which led to a lot of deaths and restarts. Ultimately, though, the victories were satisfying, and I never got frustrated. Also, it's not like the game discourages stealth either. In certain parts of levels, you'll find a small radar signaling nearby officers, who will sound alarms when detected. Rush the field, and your reward is a call for more reinforcements of baddies. Sneak in and kill these officers, and no call will be made, making it easier to mop up the remaining Nazis. It's a nice touch that dynamically adjusts the experience to the run-and-gunners or the more finesse stealth-driven player. I could imagine some kill-everything-that-moves players wouldn't even notice it's happening, you savage brutes. Touching on difficulty one more time, I have to say that the final boss of the game has a disproportionate difficulty to the rest of the game's challenge. Without spoiling anything, it felt like nothing else prepared me for this final battle, making it feel completely overwhelming. I played on the Uber difficulty and refused to decrease the difficulty, seeing as how I made it to the end of the game without having to. Finally, I had to resort to cheesing the boss, making the final victory feel hollow and cheap. Wolfenstein The New Order doesn't really bring anything new to the gaming spectrum, but everything it does is polished to a shine. Its satisfying elements come from a very caveman headspace, a me good, you bad feedback loop, if you will. It's a perfect single-player, set-piece driven FPS, well worth your time if you're a fan of the genre.
Video reviews for KriKit are made possible with your support on Patreon.